All right, welcome in everybody to another episode of Related to the Game. As always, Ben Eitenbrook, joined with Prasan Knotek. We are back. It is a great time of the year. March Madness is upon us. Can't wait to dive into that. But first, Prasan, how are you doing? How was the winter storm down by you guys?
Winter Storm, as always, I feel like was overhyped and we didn't get as much snow as we expected. It was a windy day. Um, Both Alexis and I work from home today, and most people in the office didn't go in today. So it was a predetermined we weren't going into the office as I feel like it is nowadays, and then we just don't get as much snow. So don't get me wrong, there's like 6 inches outside, I feel like,
That's
but
it though.
it's like that's kind of like it, and I feel like we could have made it to the office. So
Yeah, it
not
hit up here.
yeah, I saw
About
you
as
guys got
advertised. Yeah.
yeah, I saw like Green Bay got like 17, 18 inches, something like that. Are you
Mm-hmm.
pretty similar?
Yeah, it's still tough to tell with how windy it was. It's just drifted everywhere. But I mean,
Sure.
when from it took me I had to snowball my driveway 3 times throughout the storm. And so now the banks, I mean, are up. I'm 6'4" and they're up around belly to chest height. So there's a lot of
I,
snow.
I will I will say with the wind, I heard from a couple people that were plowing and shoveling out. They had to do it multiple times today. So
Mm-hmm.
it did just kind of keep coming, but
Yeah. Yeah. So that's done with. And hopefully it thaws out so it can start to feel more like March for.
yeah, I it feels wrong to have March Madness and there be like 6 to 8 inches of snow outside. So hopefully
Yeah.
by Thursday we're all thawed and melted
Yeah. I think up here it's going to take a little longer, but
a little longer.
we'll just bring the March vibes inside anyways.
That's right.
But I guess before we get to our March Madness bracket here, we can talk a little NFL free agency. All kinds of moves are happening over the last week or week and a half, however long it's been. Um, I guess I'll let you take the lead. Any thoughts you want to start out with?
Yeah, I took some notes by kind of position here. My biggest quarterback note obviously is Kyler Murray going to the Vikings. I think that was the perfect move for them. I think that's just exactly what they needed. Because Kyler Murray, I don't think is in an offense Kyler Murray, I don't think thrives in an offense where, hey, you've got to be the best player on the field and you've got to, show up and make all the plays. But I think Kyler Murray thrives in more of a game managing offense where you've got playmakers already. I think Justin Jefferson is going to be Jordan Addison are going to be great weapons for him. So I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be exciting to watch. You can comment on it. I think the Packers now are the worst team in the NFL or worst team in the NFC North, possibly.
That's
I
crazy.
think
That's
with
crazy.
with the Vikings now, the Bears, the Lions, I don't know. I think the Packers potentially with some of their losses might be the worst team in the NFC North. That's my hot take going into next year. Obviously there's time still for things to in the draft and all these kind of things to change that, but um
That's a bold statement right there.
that's my bold statement to start things out.
Yeah, no, I think Kyler to the Vikings was a good move for them. It Kyler's right at that level where like he should come in and be their starter for the year, but he's been just bad enough that they can like have him and JJ McCarthy like have a battle in
Yeah.
camp. And if
Yeah.
Kyler happens to be really bad or JJ McCarthy all of a sudden learns how to play football at the NFL level and looks great and beats him out, they're in a position where okay, they can just roll with JJ McCarthy and bench Kyler. They're paying him the league minimum
Really
because Arizona's paying his
really
salary.
good Really good for JJ McCarthy. I agree. I
Yeah.
think they needed to get somebody in there. Not only can kind of coach him a little bit, teach him a little bit, but also have a competition. I mean, I think the problem the Vikings had going into last year was like, hey, JJ McCarthy's going to be our guy. That's just like what it's going to be. And obviously there were injuries and things in there, but he just didn't play very well. And I think, yeah, giving some competition to him is going to be really good for him.
Hmm. Yeah, and Kyler, there, who knows? There's a chance he is a 1 year bridge quarterback for them, and there's a chance he's their franchise quarterback
Yeah.
for the next 8 or 10 years. So it's a something to be excited about for the Vikings. Gives them with a I mean a pretty good roster overall. Gives them another option at quarterback to bring them the level of play they need to make a push for the playoffs again this year. So yeah, I like that move for them. Well, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Um, the Packers being the worst team in the NFC North, I think that's a bad take. Um, when first and foremost, I'll say Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the division. He was playing at about a top six, top five level last year. And
Didn't Caleb Williams just beat him?
yes, he did. He did. He sure
Okay,
did.
just wondering.
He sure did. Um, Quarterback can't do it all out there. And yeah, I just think the Packers are losing some starters in free agency. You know, Romeo Dobbs going to the Patriots. Rasheed Walker, their tackle, they let him walk. Rashawn Gary's gone, which I mean, he was not a productive pass rusher by any means. So I think getting a fourth round pick for him was a win for the Packers. Um, and the moves they're making in free agency have not been any big splashes. It's been cheaper guys and kind of filling the back end of the roster rather than bringing guys up front. But in my mind, what their big moves are is getting Micah Parsons back, getting Tucker Kraft back, and just seeing what the full team can be if they can be healthy this year. And that's a big if. And most years, you're not going to be healthy. Um, but it's a matter of can enough of the top playmakers stay out there. And I think if that happens, they are a pretty dangerous team. I think it's a good defense around Micah Parsons, lacking in the defensive interior um, and corners. But in the first half of last year, when everyone was playing, they were a really good defense. And obviously, when Micah Parsons went out, the whole thing fell off the rails. They didn't win another game the rest of the year. But it's a passable defense, and Micah Parsons is just a game wrecker out there. And then on offense, Matt LaFleur, he's back. He's going to be dialing up plays with a full group of weapons out there. Matthew Golden could make a big jump. I could really see that happening now that
He's
Dobbs is
gonna
gone.
have to.
He'll
He doesn't have a
be
choice.
he'll be starting on the it'll be him and Watson on the outside and Jaden Reed in the slot. But just Watson, Reed, Golden, Kraft, and Josh Jacobs. That's that's plenty of firepower in my opinion.
You gotta hope Christian Watson doesn't get hurt. He's got to figure out the injury issues. Otherwise, that's gonna.
Yeah.
Just feel like there's like the depth now is a little bit of an issue, but there's obviously the draft and things
Mhm.
like that to figure that out, and still some decent free agents out there. Speaking
Yep.
of the Packers, Malik Willis is gone.
Yep.
I said that was the Packers should have opened the checkbook for him and said, Malik Willis, we will pay you whatever you want, obviously within some reason, but like, hey, having a good backup quarterback matters.
It
It
does.
matters. It Malik Willis at times played better than Jordan Love last year, and I think that's gonna be an issue, not having a good backup quarterback. And maybe they get one, maybe they get another backup or figure that out. But
It's not an
I
issue if
think
Jordan Love plays every game, but he hasn't
that's
done that.
true,
He hasn't done that. He's
right?
missed time every year, um, even if it's just a 3 game stretch or something. Where with how competitive I think the NFC North is going to be, a 3 game stretch is going to be the matter of making the playoffs or not, most likely.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, that's a big deal. But at the end of the day, you can't afford to pay a backup quarterback 20 million a year. So
yeah.
I mean, for Malik Willis, it's a no-brainer. Go get paid and go be a starter. There's there's no way for the Packers to really keep him on the team. So sad to see him go. Dolphins, by the way, are turning into Green Bay South down there. Took
They
our
are.
defensive coordinator for head coach. Their GM is from the Packers, and now they're taking our quarterback, and I think they got another couple players down there too, and some coaching staff that Jeff Halfley brought with him. So they'll be fun to watch. I'm curious to see what Malik Willis does if he looks like how he looked with the Packers, which was, I mean, pretty elite quarterback play,
Yeah.
or if he struggles outside of the system he was in with the Packers as a starter. It'll be interesting to see.
Move on to a couple running backs here. My two notes for running backs that I think are key are Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. I think it's a great move for the Chiefs. I think Kenneth Walker showed that he still got it when the last couple games of the playoffs here in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks just, I feel like when Zach Charbonnet started playing better and well and taking on the goal line, some of the goal line responsibility, I just feel like they didn't use Kenneth Walker well. They just didn't use him the right way. And I, I didn't think Zach Charbonnet is like that good. He's got a role, don't get me wrong, but like I don't think he should be the every down back. And Kenneth Walker kind of showed that again in the playoffs. I think without him, I don't think they would have got as far as they did.
Yeah.
So I like that move for the Chiefs a lot. I think I with the Chiefs were struggling a bit at running back. They had Pacheco who was hurt and then came back and wasn't himself. Kareem Hunt is just a kind of third down goal line back in my opinion. So I think Kenneth Walker's a great add there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And but then also back to the NFC North. I mean, the Lions getting rid of David Montgomery. He went to the Texans. I know we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
They brought
And
in Pacheco now, right?
they brought in Pacheco. Yeah,
Yeah.
they brought in Pacheco. So what that tells me is that Jahmyr Gibbs, as we talked about last time, is going to have a crazy workload. I mean, Pacheco's going to be a good change of pace back. You probably use him on third downs. But I think Pacheco and Montgomery are fairly similar as far as their capabilities. And Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is still on pace to have a good year next year.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious to see what the snap splits are going to look like between those two because I mean Pacheco has proven himself as a starter in the league, and to me, thinking about it, Pacheco on a in games where he's going to be getting maybe 5, 8 touches a game is a bit scarier in my opinion than David Montgomery. I feel like Pacheco
Sure.
has more juice when he's fresh legs and healthy if he can be back to what he's been like before all these injuries. Cuz he's a vicious runner and if he's got fresh legs every time he's in there, he can I think he can be a good piece for them. So yeah, I'm curious to see if he really kind of takes the role of David Montgomery where last year as the season was going on, Montgomery was getting fewer and fewer touches or if he really kind of becomes a 1-2 punch like Montgomery used to be with Gibbs before Gibbs really took over all the touches. So, but yeah, I think a good ad for the Lions. My one thing with their run game is their offensive line continues to get worse.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if they're able to overcome that with their skill position players where they're pretty loaded, quarterback, running back, receivers, tight ends. Or if that offensive line is going to be bad enough to hold them back on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, I don't have anything else for running backs. Go on to receivers then.
Yeah, receivers. We talked about Romeo Dobbs. I thought that was a good signing for the Patriots. My concern there, like I said, is Matthew Golden now. They're going to rely on him more, which I think is fine. My concern there is with Christian Watson and is he going to be able to stay healthy? And I'll say for Romeo Dobbs, I think it's a good fit on the Patriots, and I think he'll play well there.
He's probably going to be wide
And,
receiver one.
he probably is going to be wide receiver one there. I mean, he's played to earn that. I mean, he's played very, very well. So I'll be interested to see him and Drake May. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I think he could be really good in that system with Drake May feeding him the ball. One thing to just keep an eye on him. I'm curious. I think the stats would back it up, but it seems like Romeo, his hands have gotten worse as longer he's
I
been in the
agree.
league. When
I
he
agree.
was first couple of years, it felt like he had suction cups, just that ball just stuck in his hands. And then this last year, he had a boatload of drops in a lot of critical situations. So he's got to get that straightened out for sure.
Um, Another one, Mike Evans leaves the Buccaneers. He's been there for God, who knows how long, years and years and years he's been there.
Hmm.
Signs with San Francisco, so I like the move for San Francisco, especially if they're in a position of hey, we're trying to compete right now. It's a good ad there for Tampa Bay. Mika Ibuka, Chris Godwin. It's their time. They have a couple rookies, Tez Johnson also, and there's one other guy there I forget that they drafted last year that will get some opportunities now. So that's
Hmm.
a good thing for them.
Do we think Mike Evans is going to be back to being 1,000-yard receiver on the Niners?
I think he will. As long as he stays healthy, I think he will. Um, you know, the few games he did play this year, he was playing well. It didn't seem like he was playing to his capacity that he's played the last few years. But I will say to that, um, the Buccaneers just, especially in the last year when they've drafted a couple guys, there were so many mouths to feed there. I mean, even in their running back room with Rashad White and
Bucky
Bucky
Irving?
Irving, they're pass catching running backs also. So I mean, every time the ball was dropped back, there were like 7 options of where the ball could go, and I think that hurt him a little bit this last year. I think in San Francisco now, I think you're going to have. I think you're gonna have a few more opportunities. Don't get me wrong. There's still other guys to get the ball there, but I think you're gonna be more targeted a little bit more,
Hmm.
especially as the veteran.
Yeah. Yeah, and just kind of crazy thinking about the Niners and the Brandon Ayuk situation. Guy's just
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm not going to show up to work, and there's like, well, okay, I guess you're just
yeah.
like off the face of the earth for all we're concerned. Like, kind of crazy.
I saw they're gonna cut him. I don't know if they have yet or not, but I saw they're gonna cut him. So yeah, hopefully. I don't know if it's it's a San Francisco issue for Brandon Ayuk. It probably is. Because I think he'll go sign somewhere else probably, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting situation where he's just kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm not coming into work. But
Yeah.
think about that. What other job could you do that? What other job could you just be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like
Yeah.
not coming in today. I'm not
For a
today. I'm not
year.
coming in for the next. Yeah, I'm not coming in for the next year.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I guess you have any other receivers you wanted to touch on, or
Only other main note here, I guess, two things. Alec Pierce is
oh yeah, how could I forget?
um,
Yeah.
yeah, Alec Pierce signed a 4-year contract, um, and he was somebody I wanted originally the Giants to look for and sign. I'm actually happy what they did. I'll talk about them in a second too. Um, Michael Pittman went to the Steelers then also, so kind of a little bit of a loss there at receiver for the Colts, but I think a good sign in Pittsburgh. The Steelers lost Calvin Austin to the Giants. I love the move there. The Giants have signed 3 people for less than what Wandale Robinson signed his contract for, which is exciting. I wanted Wandale Robinson back, I'll be honest, but not for the cap hit that he would have taken. The Giants then signed Calvin Austin, Isaiah Likely, and um, one other guy, not Shaheed. There's a third guy they got in there, also a receiver.
Okay.
That I'm excited. I'm excited about. They got three guys I think that are going to, uh, be able to bring in some impact and don't have as much of a salary cap hit. So I am excited with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex Pierce getting 29 million a year is kind of crazy. But I guess I haven't watched that much Colts football. I don't know if he really is that dude, but I guess we're going to find out. He's going to be the man there for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, Wandale leaving. I mean, he was sneaky good last year, so um,
Yeah, really good.
I
I
guess
mean, he was
especially
a really
because
good slot
Neighbors was
guy.
missing time, and so he was more featured. So yeah. Um, Moving over to offensive line, not generally flashy, but Tyler Linderbaum got paid at center.
He did get paid.
He
He did get paid. The Raiders paid up for him.
which he got paid like a guard, which guards typically go for much more than centers. The next the current highest paid center was Creed Humphrey at 18 million a year, and Linderbaum got 27 million a year, like 50% more than the next highest paid center. Um, Crazy money spent there. But and then on the other end of the spectrum, Packers lost Rasheed Walker. They let him walk in free agency. Kind of everything I'd heard was expected. I mean, he was kind of the one of like two veteran starting tackles available in free agency. So expected he would get like 20 mil a year, and he ends up signing a 1 year, $10 million deal. Um, so a lot less than what a lot of people were expecting for him. He went to the Panthers. So just kind of, you never really know what teams are going to spend money on and who nobody thinks is worth as much money as what the media thinks.
Yeah. How about Max Crosby?
Oh, that was crazy. That's uh that's the kind of drama we live for in the offseason. I mean,
Yeah.
blockbuster trade, two first rounders, send them to the Ravens. Uh Seemed like a good fit. Like he seemed like
Yeah, it did.
kind of guy that could be a Raven and bring bring some teeth to that defense alongside Kyle Hamilton. Um, yeah, and then I guess the rumors I'm hearing is his physical went as
That's
expected.
what I
Like
heard.
everyone knew he was coming off a knee surgery, and he claims and his agent claimed that he's on or ahead of schedule for his
Yep.
recovery. And then the Ravens are just like, "Oh no, your knee is hurt. We don't want you anymore." So I
Yeah.
mean, maybe just cold feet there. But then they turn around and sign Trey Hendrickson
Henderson,
and
yeah.
keep the draft picks. So
Yeah.
not that I think Hendrickson is as good as Max Crosby, but
I think it worked out for him though. I think
yeah.
it's fine. I think
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that. So, yeah.
And now it sounds like the
So,
Raiders are just going to keep him, and
yeah.
he's just going to play for the Raiders after being traded
Yeah,
by them.
it how do you how can you imagine getting traded and then all of a sudden having to come back because they backed out of the trade? And then the team that traded you then goes like, "Well, you know what? Actually, we're gonna keep you now." I mean, you just gotta feel like not wanted at that point. You'd be like,
Yeah.
"Well, it just didn't work over here, so now I guess I'm back, and they say they want me." Well, great.
And the crazy thing is, they went out and spent all the money on Linderbaum, and they brought in some other solid free agents. Quay
Yeah,
Walker from the Packers was one of them at linebacker. And they had so much cap space that they're able to actually keep him if they want to. Um,
yeah.
so all of a sudden,
Maybe the Raiders are gonna
If
be
Mendoza can
okay.
be good, they brought in a lot of pieces that they if Mendoza can be passable as a starting quarterback, they're going to win some games this year.
Yeah,
So that'll be interesting to see. I guess who knows? Maybe they'll still trade Max Crosby, but sounds like they're going to keep him, and
yeah,
might be actually for the better for the Raiders and for the Ravens.
yeah. It might have
Win-win
worked out
trade back
for
out.
might have worked out for everybody for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess for Max Crosby too. I guess as a player in the NFL or any professional sports league, you just got to understand, separate the business from the play. Like it's a
Yeah,
business going on around you, and at the end of the day, you just gotta work hard and go ball out. So,
yep.
and I mean, Max Crosby is that dude, so I'm sure he's gonna
He'll
come
be all
back,
right.
be
He'll figure it
himself,
out, and
and
he'll just yep,
keep sacking quarterbacks and wrecking games. So,
yep.
yeah, D line, I guess the Packers brought in Hargrave from the Vikings, cut him. All the Vikings fans say he was terrible. He was really good, and this is 4 or 5 years ago with the Eagles when the Packers' new DC, Jonathan Gannon, was coaching as DC for the
Mm,
Eagles. So there's some hope for the Packers that he could have a little bit of
yeah.
a career resurgence. I mean, he's 33, 34 years old, so he's getting up there. But yeah, hopefully he can be a solid player on the interior because Packers really need it.
Yeah. Got anything else, or should we hop into some basketball here?
Um, I guess the last thing, just interesting how it played out, is the Rams just decided, hey, Kansas City, we like your corners. We will take them both, please. Trade
Yeah.
for McDuffie and then sign oh, I'm blanking on the other guy's name, but
Watson.
Watson, yeah. So, I mean that was kind of the weakness of that Rams defense, and now it's not a weakness anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think the reason the Rams were losing some games was because of their corners. So, yeah, that ought to help them for sure. I mean,
hmm
they're a team also that I think if they just needed to patch a couple holes, and now they're right up there for a contender next year for sure.
yeah. All right, that's all I got. We can get into what we're all here for. It's March. Free agency is old news. Football isn't for another few months. We got a beautiful bracket in front of us here to fill out today. So what we're gonna do is Prasan and I are gonna alternate choosing games, and we're gonna fill out a bracket live here, and we're gonna submit it into the bracket pool that we're in, and it's gonna win big money for us. I'm confident with our two minds put together here. Uh, if you disagree, maybe we'll put the code to join the group. So we'll send it out,
Yeah,
and
just comment on the
yeah,
comment on the video, send a message, and we'll respond with the code and username for the bracket pool. It's a $5 entry, and the payouts will be posted depending on how many brackets we get in. But yeah, if you think you can beat us, then feel free to send a message and enter, and we'll see what we can do. Ben and I each have some of our own individual entries in, but we're gonna do one here that'll be posted as our podcast official bracket. So looking forward to it. Let's jump in.
yeah. Let me pull up the bracket here, and we'll get started. For those of you listening on audio, this podcast will be enhanced if you join, watch the video, because we'll have a bracket up on the screen here, for you to see as we fill it out live. So would recommend tuning into the video if you are able. Um, so let's go ahead and start in the East region here. Prasan, you can kick it off with Duke, and then we'll just alternate as we go down the line here.
Yeah. All right. Well, the first one's not that difficult. I think we'll I think we'll pick Duke. I don't know that there's a whole lot to say about that, but they've been a monster all year. So I don't think I think them being a 1 seed is enough to say that the 16 seed is not going to beat them. So
Yeah, no analysis needed there.
no.
Um, all right, I got Ohio State and TCU. I didn't look into this one much. I just like Ohio State. They've been kind of turning on as the years gone on, and they picked up some big wins. And I'm you'll kind of see as we go here, but a trend for me is I'm pretty confident in the Big Ten this year. So I didn't look into TCU, but I just have confidence in Ohio State, so I'm rolling with them.
I like Ohio State a lot this year. I said I texted a friend after the Michigan Ohio State game in the Big Ten tournament, and I said, Ohio State's going to beat a 1 seed in the playoffs in the tournament. I don't know if they're going to beat Duke. I think they got a pretty tough draw when it comes to the region of the bracket they're in, but I think it's gonna be a competitive game, and I mean we'll come to that in a little bit. We're jumping ahead of ourselves, but
hmm
I like Ohio State a lot. I think they are uh, have been playing better. They started the year off slow. They've really brought it together the last couple weeks here, ending the regular season play. They won a couple games in the tournament. They played Michigan close. I think I like your pick there a lot. All right. I like St. John's. St. John's, another team that really turned it up in the tournament. They've been red hot, red hot. I think they have potential to be a team that even makes a little bit of a run here. So I like them. I think they're a good pick to move on, especially in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming off a huge win. They just dismantled UConn in the Big East championship game. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're hot. Um, I've got Kansas against California Baptist. Kansas, Darren Peterson. That's all I got to say. Dude's a beast. He's not going to be sitting out. It's the tournament. He's going to play. The rest of the team around him is good. Jayhawks are going to roll here.
I like the pick. I am going with our first upset of the day. I'm going South Florida. I like South Florida's. I don't know obviously a ton about them as far as the season goes. Looking at the matchup though, when you look at pull it up here. So when you look at obviously points per game and points allowed, fairly close. Louisville does not have a good record in the top 25. I know South Florida's only won or has only played one game in the top 25, and they've lost it. But I don't know. Overall, I think South Florida, Louisville doesn't wow me. They don't. Nothing really about them sticks out to me as a team that's going to make a run. This feels like an 11 seed that could do something. South Florida's got a fair amount of quad 2 wins. Overall, I think South Florida can pull off the upset here.
Yeah, and you see down here, Louisville's best player is questionable with a back injury. So
Yeah.
even if he plays, a back injury can come back in no time, and even if he plays through pain with it, it could definitely affect him as well. So I like the South Florida pick there. We gotta have some upsets in here, you know.
Gotta have some. We can't go all chalk.
Um, Moving on here, Michigan State, North Dakota State. This is not going to be an upset. Michigan State has been a great team all year. They've dropped a couple games lately, I believe, but they're still just a really solid team. I mean, generally, if they're losing, it's to other top tier competition. And again, I think the Big Ten is really strong this year, and they're one of the strongest teams in the Big Ten. So I really like Michigan State to avoid the upset here.
Yeah, I mean that's a good pick. The Big Ten's been strong all year, and they've been. I think the best part about the Big Ten, because I agree with you about the Big Ten. I don't know if they're all going to make a run or anything like that, but I think they're all going to win a lot of their first round games because they've been tested. They played with good teams all year, and I think that's a key factor there. Same thing. The next pick, I like UCLA. UCLA, they actually beat Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament. That was an upset there. UCLA, the thing about them is they shoot the lights out of the ball if they're on. When they're on, they can nail the 3-pointers. They have this is a fairly well matched, compared matchup. I think it'll be a good game. UCLA, I think, just having more experience, I guess, in the Big Ten with more competitiveness, in my opinion. Better conference record, but overall, I think if UCLA is shooting the ball well, which they showed they can do and they have done in the tournament, I think they'll win. So I like them.
Yeah, led by a veteran point guard as well, Donovan Dent there. And they're hot.
They're hot.
Like it says here, they're on a 6-1 stretch, including wins over Illinois, Nebraska, and Michigan State, all top 4 seeds in the bracket. So they're playing good ball right now. So they're definitely a threat there. I really like that pick there with UCLA. I've got UConn against Furman here. It's a 2-15. UConn's good. Yes, they just lost St. John's in the Big East Championship, but they're going to beat Furman here. So then we go back up to the top, and since you started with Duke in the first round, I'll start this round, and then we'll alternate going down, and we'll kind of
Sounds
keep
good.
flipping. Um, Duke, Ohio State. I know you said you kind of like Ohio State to play them tough here, but I just think Duke has proven throughout the season that they are too consistent and too solid to get upset by a team of Ohio State's caliber.
For sure.
So I'm rolling with Duke.
Yeah, I like. Obviously, you can't. I wouldn't have picked Ohio State to win the game either. But I think it'll be a closer game than people think. I think that'll be a game on either Saturday or Sunday that people look at, and it'll be a closer game. I think Duke does, come away with the win, but I think that'll be a tight one. It's hard, especially when you're trying to win a bracket pool, to pick Duke to lose in the second round, because
Yeah.
that could come back to bite you a lot. So I like the pick. I'm going St. John's again in the round of 32. I think just with how hot they've been, they've shown they can beat 1 and 2 seeds. They can contend. They've you said, they beat UConn in the tournament, in the conference tournament. So I like them beating Kansas. Like you said, though, Kansas's best players coming back, or one of their better players is coming back. I think this will also be a good game, but I like St. John's.
All right. Yep. I think that's a great pick with, like you said, just how hot they are. Next, we got South Florida against Michigan State. I, in my personal bracket, I don't have South Florida beating Louisville. And as much as I want to let them have a little run here, I got to roll with Michigan State. I think they're just a really solid team this year overall.
I think I mean, South Florida, I think, is a team that can beat Louisville, and that'll be a close game. Michigan State, I think, is going to run away with that game. I think they're just a much better team, and as long as they come out firing on all cylinders, they should be able to take that one easily.
All right, what do you have for UCLA UConn?
Well, here I've got UConn. I talked about UCLA shooting and how if they're shooting lights out, that they can win the game. I think that only goes so far. They beat Michigan State, right? Got the upset there in the Big Ten tournament, and then they played the next day. And they didn't shoot as well. So I think when you're playing better teams, is there a chance for an upset here? For sure. I don't think it happens. I think UConn will figure it out, make adjustments if they need to. So I've got them. I think it'll be a good matchup.
Dang it. I was hoping you'd go UCLA.
Sorry.
Wanted the Michigan State UCLA rematch.
I have seen that. I have noticed that when filling out some brackets that we could have that. And it'll be fun if we do. I don't think it's going to happen, but if we do, it'll be fun.
For sure. All right, you get a back-to-back here. You go up to Duke and St. John's.
Oh boy. I really wish I didn't have to make this pick. This is a tough one for me because I think St. John's really can make a run. I'm going to take Duke. I think obviously they've been the best team in the country all year. They were down 2 players in their tournament. They're getting one of them back. I like them. I think they'll do it. I'm going to take Duke.
Yeah, I think that's the right pick.
Yeah.
They're the one overall for a reason. They're just it's the right pick.
I think again, Duke got a brutal bracket or brutal region for being the number 1 overall seed. There are a lot of teams in this side of the bracket that I think can take them down. And I think St. John's actually could be one of them. I don't think they will, big picture. I think they'll play well and figure it out. But this will be another good game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, looking at their bracket, I feel like they got, for the 2, 3, 4, and 5 seeds, I feel like they got one of the tougher ones of all those seeds, it feels like.
Yeah. Yes.
So, tough draw for them. But, I like you taking them to the Elite Eight there. and I'm gonna take Michigan State to take down UConn to meet Duke in the Elite Eight matchup. Um, UConn has,
You are such a Big Ten homer. You know what? I'll give it to you though. I root for the Big Ten. There's a lot of teams in the Big Ten I hate. Michigan State being one of them. Ohio State being another one. But I will say in the tournament, I do root for the conference. I do the same usually in bowl games and football season. So I do. Man, it's hard to root for Michigan State.
yeah, well, yeah. As a Michigan fan, I could see you don't like that pick, but as a college basketball fan and a Big Ten fan, I think Michigan State is the more fun team to go play against Duke,
True.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yep.
So
Good point.
I'm rolling with them. And that leaves you with the pick here to send our first Final Four team.
Our first Final Four team. I'll take Duke.
Yep. Yep, I'm with you there. I was starting to move my mouse towards them as you were thinking. So, all right, we got Duke locked into our Final Four. We'll go over to the West now, and since you started with Duke last time, I'll start over here, and I am taking Arizona to not get upset by LIU Brooklyn. That's quite the team.
I learned about LIU Brooklyn yesterday for the first time.
I honestly learned about them right now because I didn't even look at them filling out my previous brackets.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, self-explanatory there. I think Arizona might be the best team in the tournament. So they've played outstanding. So for sure, I agree with you there. I'm taking Utah State. Utah State's actually favored in the game. If you pull up their matchup a little bit here, a lot of people user picks. People just kind of like pick, but if we look at stats and things like that, conference record's the same, pretty similar overall record. Villanova 0 for 5 versus the top 25. Now, Utah State, granted, has not played any games versus the top 25, but Villanova has and clearly can't beat them. Points allowed, pretty similar, and Utah State has more points they score per game. So I think overall, Utah State is actually favored in the game as the 9 seed, and I'm taking them also to win.
Yep. And a down year for the Big East. Villanova taking third in that conference isn't all that impressive this year, honestly.
Yeah.
And yeah, down here, I mean, Utah State 20th in D1 experience. So they're an experienced team, and they run a deep rotation. That I like Utah State in that one as well. Good pick. Hey, that's perfect. I get the homer pick here. I got Wisconsin against High Point, and roll badge, baby.
Roll badge.
The Badgers they're an interesting team this year because they can beat anyone, but they can lose to anyone. They've got wins against a whole bunch of top 3 or 4 seeds in this tournament, but they've also got losses to teams that barely made the tournament or didn't make it at all. And High Point, I know they're a fast team and high scoring, but the Badgers they can score with anyone too. So they can spray it from 3 as well. And I just think they're the much more battle tested team. Let me pull it up here. I think High Point is one of the worst strength of schedules in the nation, I think. Yeah. 342nd in strength of schedule. So
yeah,
they're 30-4, but they've played nobody. Straight up nobody.
I like the Badger pick. I think they should win the game. The hard part for me, just thinking about when I was watching the selection show and I saw the Badgers and then High Point, and I heard him talking about High Point. And, it just reminds me of a couple years ago, the Badgers got just completely matched up with a team that just, again, shot the lights out of the ball
Colgate.
and just like scored. Yeah, Colgate's who it was.
That
It was
sucked.
Colgate. They just couldn't miss. And it's one of those games where it's like, oh my God, it's gonna happen again, right? I just saw it and I'm like, they're gonna get upset again by
High
High Point,
Point
aren't
is
they?
the
But
exact kind of 12 seed that everyone is looking for to pick their
yes,
5-12 upset, and it
yes,
just
High Point
happens
is
to
the
be who the Badgers get.
yes, High Point, I think, is exactly like you said, who people are looking for an upset. I'll agree with you though. The Badgers, I think what's going to help the Badgers out here is they played those games and won against Michigan, against Illinois, against Purdue, right? They've played those games that are against good teams that are 1, 2 seeds in this, 1, 2, and 3 seeds in this tournament. And I think overall that'll help them because I think, they have the experience and they can shoot the ball. So I like the Badgers. It's a good pick. All right. You know what? I really want to pick the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors just
Mhm.
because I love that they're the Rainbow Warriors, but I won't. I'll pick Arkansas. They're the better team here. I think, actually, by the way, I think Wisconsin Arkansas could be a banger of a game. That could be a really, really good game on Saturday.
I'm looking
So
forward to it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping Arkansas wins. I'm hoping the Badgers win, and we get a good game Saturday.
Yeah, I was kind of, I mean, not that any 4 seed is one that you're like, "Oh yeah, we get to play this team." But I was kind of bummed when I saw Arkansas there because that's that's a good team, and they've got potentially the best point guard in the country, Darius
Mm,
Acuff. Dude's a
yep.
baller. So yeah, it should be, as long as both teams take care of business round one, should be a fun one in round two
Should
there.
be a fun one. Yep, should be a fun one. Round of 32. Yes.
All right. That gives me BYU and either Texas or NC State. This one, I'm so bummed about this. Both of these potential matchups. All three of these teams, I can pull it up. All three of these teams are just coming in on terrible streaks. I Let me know if you see it on here, but I think it talks about all of them in here. Since BYU, they lost Richie Saunders.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7-10 skid since they started 16-1. They've gone 7-10 since. Texas, uh, bubble team. Yeah, lost 4 of their last 5 to close to the regular season, and then lost to Ole Miss in the SEC tournament. NC State, they're coming in. Where is it?
Sputtered
Started
down the stretch right
losing
there.
7
Yep.
of their last 9. So it's just a bunch
Yeah.
of teams that I would love to pick whoever they're playing against to win because that team is going to be hotter. But no, all 3 of these teams are just on terrible losing streaks. Um, Not necessarily losing streaks, but just downward trajectories. So
Yeah.
I don't. You can add something if you have something.
No, you're good. It's tough because this is one of those games that you think or it feels like is just going to be like ugly, right? And it's just going to be one where neither team really wants to win and there'll be mistakes and there'll be opportunities that get squandered and it feels like one of those games. I agree. Regardless of who gets it in the
Yeah,
11 seed.
yeah. So all that being said, I'm going to pick the winner of Texas and NC State because one whoever wins that will be coming off a win with momentum
Yeah. Yeah.
coming into the game against BYU. Um, BYU they still have AJ Dibansta, but missing their other top player. And again, yeah, stumbling. Give me the 11 seed here to make something happen.
I like it. I like that. Good pick. Um, Pretty easy here. Next pick, I think. Kennesaw State doesn't feel like they're gonna pull off the upset against Gonzaga. Gonzaga is a pretty loaded team. I just saw it. Gonzaga is one that I feel like every year there's a lot of hype around Gonzaga, and they just never seem to get that far in the tournament. They have in the past. Don't get me wrong, they have, but it just feels like they always kind of sputter out lately. Um, I think they're a little bit better of a team this year. If you look at kind of their rec, I think they're like 31-2. I think this year,
Yeah, I think so.
So, or 3 or something like that.
30-3. Yeah.
30-3. So yeah, I mean they deserve their 3 seed, and I think they'll win the game.
Yep. That's fair take. Kennesaw State, yeah, just not a very good team. So
Yeah.
Miami, Missouri. I gotta think about this one on the spot here. I'm not sure which way I really want to go. Um, I've spent time debating this one, filling out my own brackets as well. Um, I think yeah, that's right. I want to go with Miami here. Um, just seeing some of the names that they have on their team: Malik Renault, Trey Donaldson, transfers from some Big Ten teams. Gotta rep the Big Ten, but
Got to rep the Big Ten.
not that I'm just repping the Big Ten. I recognize those names and know those guys as being good players. Um, and I think Missouri too is kind of one of those teams that's not impressing me in any one way or another. Um, coming off, yeah, one and done in the SEC tournament, losing 5 of their last 8. This is exactly the kind of team I want to pick against, so I'm going with Miami here.
I like it. Pretty self-explanatory pick for me. I'll go Purdue. They've played well. They have really kind of turned it on as of late. They were preseason #1 favorites. Um, I have never heard of Queen's University, so we're gonna go with Purdue.
Yep, good pick. Good pick. All right, so then you get the back-to-back here, going up to Arizona and Utah State.
Yep, Arizona is my pick. I think, like I said, I think it might be the best team in the tournament. So we're going Arizona.
All right, I get another opportunity to be a homer here. Man, I really struggle with this one. I really want it to be the Badgers. I am worried about Darius Acuff and the rest of that Razorbacks team. But and I mean, head coach John Calipari, ton of experience there. But give me the Badgers to make a Sweet 16, and I just think, especially with the momentum they built in the Big Ten tournament, they they got dudes deep on their bench that are getting hot at the right time. Everyone's contributing to this team, and they've just they've got the potential to be something special in tournament. I mean, next up they kind of run into a brick wall with Arizona, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Um, but they give me the right vibes this year, so I'll take them to the Sweet 16.
You started that off with giving every reason not to pick the Badgers, and then you picked the Badgers.
Yep. Sometimes
That's
you
all
just got
right.
to roll with the vibes. Vibes
That's
are all you
right.
need.
That's right. All right. I will take Gonzaga. I think your 11 seed, either Texas or NC State, we're picking them because they're one of 3 bads in the same game. I think Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga is going to wipe the floor with them. So that's where I'm going there.
All right. Yep. And then down at the bottom here, Miami, Florida against Purdue. I am rocking with Purdue here. They are, yeah, just a great team, ton of experience, and they're going to get it done and make a Sweet 16 here.
Thank God I get to pick the Badger game because so you don't make a poor decision here. I'm taking Arizona. I think
Wait,
it'll be a.
I think I get to pick this game. Do
Oh
I?
shoot, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You do.
It's
You
okay. I'm
do.
picking Arizona.
Oh, thank God.
Arizona's too good. Arizona's going to win. The shoe does not fit. The glass slipper. Badgers run is done in the Sweet 16.
I will say about the Arizona Badger game, I think it'll be a good game. Like, I don't think it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a disaster to watch. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think the Badgers will win it, but I think it'll be a good game. So
Hey, it brings me
it's a good
back to
matchup.
whatever 2014 when the Badgers knocked off #1 seed Arizona on their way to the Final
Yeah.
Four. You know, watch out, watch
Yeah.
out.
I do hope going back a couple rounds. I mean, I think Wisconsin or Arkansas can both give Arizona a good game.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to the first round, I do hope the Badgers beat High Point, and I do hope Arkansas beats Hawaii because I think those are the 2 teams that give Arizona a better game and a better run. So, yeah,
Yeah, that might be my favorite little pod of the whole bracket is Wisconsin, Arkansas,
yeah,
and then going into winner gets Arizona. That's just that's a lot of fun. Those should be good games.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Purdue. I think they've impressed me. They've really turned it on here at the end of the year. Won the Big Ten tournament, so I like Purdue over Gonzaga.
All right. Um, then that leaves me, I believe. Yeah, you had the last Final Four pick, so I should have this one.
Yep. Yep.
Um, Arizona, Purdue, uh, two great teams. Arizona has just been better. Purdue's in the Big Ten though, but I'm going with Arizona. Arizona. We're taking a couple one seeds off the top of this bracket into the Final Four. Um, yeah, they're just. I don't know what else to say. They're that good.
They are that good.
I think they get it done. That's all it is. So we move on to the second half of the bracket here. We have we'll go in the South next.
Okay.
Florida and the winner of I don't even know who those teams are.
I think one of them's Lehigh, possibly,
I would think so. Lehigh,
and
yep. The
PV
Panthers.
Prairie View,
Prairie
the
View
Prairie
A&M.
View Panthers.
That's right. That's
Prairie
right.
View A&M.
I'm glad we spent the time to figure out who that is so that you can pick Florida.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Is it my pick? Yes, we'll be picking Florida
you
here.
get Florida.
I will be picking Florida. That's the fun part about March, though, is you get like where I didn't know the Prairie View Panthers existed, and here we are. So
Yeah, watch out. They're coming.
all it takes is one. Because you know what, Lehigh had an upset like 6-7 years ago, maybe a little less than that. But they had an upset, and now I like know who Lehigh is.
I think you're remembering Lehigh versus Duke from like 13 years ago.
Is that like 13 years ago? I have no idea.
It was CJ
I
McCollum.
do remember it.
It was CJ McCollum
You're right.
on Lehigh. So however long
You
he's
are
been
right.
in the NBA, it was that long ago.
You are right. Boy,
Yep.
time flies. You're right. You are right.
All right. We got Clemson and Iowa here. And in my opinion, Iowa is one of the lower seeded teams versus what they should have been. I think they should have been higher seeded than 9. Even if that's 8 and this matchup still exists in an 8-9 reverse. But I'm rolling with Iowa.
I like the pick. I like Iowa. I think they've teams
Big
that have
Ten.
competed in the Big Ten, and teams that have competed in the Big Ten. It's just hard to pick against them this year. I guess I don't know. We'll see. I always feel like too with the Big Ten, like they're really good first round teams. Like they're like every year
Recently they have been, yeah.
Recently they have been. I'll watch, and every year I'm like, oh, the Big Ten's like 9-1 after the first weekend or first 2 days or so, and so hard to pick against them. I like Vandy, McNeese. They had a run last year.
They don't have Amir Khan anymore, do they?
They don't. I think they
do. They?
God, I don't know. I think they do. I saw an
Let's see if it tells us about Amir Khan. No, I think Amir Khan left with Will Wade, the head coach.
Oh, I think you're right.
I think he transferred over to. We
I
were
think
just
you're
talking
right
about this team.
Yeah,
but I think he's gone.
Yes, I think you're right. Nonetheless, I just so you know, I was not going to pick McNeese just because of Amir Khan. Okay, but I will pick Vanderbilt. I think they've shown a lot this year. They've played well. Looking at the matchup, you can pull up the stats again here. I mean, overall, I think just being able to win in the top 25 is important. McNeese played once and didn't win it. Vanderbilt can score more. Overall, I like them. I like the pick. It's not the 12-5 upset that I would like, so I am taking Vanderbilt.
Fair enough. All right, I've got Nebraska and Troy here. This is a tempting one for me. I like Troy, and I don't really know why. Something about them makes me want to pick them. And Fun fact, Nebraska is the one school from a power conference that has never won an NCAA tournament game. They have not
Yeah.
done it. Uh, but I tell you what, though, this year Nebraska ball has been pretty legit. Uh, they've been playing really good. Um, you can see that they have struggled against the top 25, and I mean Troy hasn't played any. But yeah, as much as I want to go Troy, I think I've got to go with Nebraska. I they're just their losses are to quality teams. They haven't really lost much to any teams outside of Quad 1, so I'm going Nebraska there.
So here's, I agree with you. That was a really tempting one for me too. I also like Troy, and I don't know why I like Troy. They're gonna win now, and they're gonna win
Yeah,
now, and be like, oh, we should have gone that
we
way.
should
I
have.
also like Troy.
Should I change my
I
pick?
think
Should I go Troy?
no, no, do what you want. Do what you
Well,
want.
we're
Well,
we're we're a little chalky here. I mean,
should we?
I don't
Let's
know.
go Troy.
Let's go
Let's
Troy.
go Troy.
Yeah,
Let's feel
Troy.
something. Let's go Troy.
Troy.
I like Troy.
Yes.
I also don't know why I like Troy, but I like Troy. The thing about Nebraska, they shoot a lot of threes. I think I saw in there actually. Yeah, they shoot like 33 pointers a game. So
Making
you know,
35%,
if
that's pretty
they're
good.
yeah. And so if they're nailing the threes, they'll win the game. But you know what? On the other side of that, if they're not, anybody's ball game. So I like Troy. Let's keep it. Let's feel something.
Yeah, concerning Troy. They don't have a guy taller than 6'9". They're 233rd in the nation in defensive rebounding. But let's not think about that.
Doesn't
They
matter. Show up
look
for
at
the
that.
game.
They beat
Show
San
up
Diego
for the
State.
game.
They beat UAB. They beat Akron. Apparently, that's a good win. Um, we'll talk about Akron later, but they are in the
We'll talk
tournament.
about Akron. We are.
Um,
Yes, we'll talk about Akron. I like Troy. Let's roll.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
good.
Troy.
I feel good.
Let's go.
I feel good.
Let's go.
We're going Troy.
All right, your pick.
All right. My pick. Ooh, another tough one. I'm going to go another upset. Let's go VCU. VCU and
Yes,
North
sir.
Carolina, close matchup. I mean, everything about that matchup should be close. My only hesitation is the versus the top 25. That's my only hesitation there. Overall, I think they've played fairly close schedules and fairly competitive schedules. Points per game's close. Points allowed is close. I like VCU to make an upset here. We need another 11 seed, or actually, I think we've picked all 11 seeds so far. I think, but you know what? It's fine.
That's been like our
We're going
only upset
VCU.
though, besides
That's
Troy
been
now.
our only-
So we got to roll
Yes.
with the 11s. They're gonna.
Yes,
it's
we're
the year
rolling
of
with
the
the
11s.
11s.
Yeah, I mean, we got the VCU Rams versus the North Carolina Tar Heels, who are really just Rams. So it's a battle of the Rams here. So
Battle of the Rams.
yeah, give me the Virginia Commonwealth. I love it. All right, we got Illinois versus Penn. Penn coming off a exhilarating win in the Ivy League championship. Illinois, one of the best teams in the nation as a 3 seed, obviously. They are a fun team. How about freshman Keaton Wagler? He's their
Yeah.
leading scorer. With a couple of guys that missed some time this year for them, he really had
Stepped
a
up,
had a
yeah.
void to fill, and boy did he fill it. He's come onto the scene like crazy, and now all of a sudden he's looking like a lottery pick in the NBA. So I think Illinois is a fun team, and they're definitely getting this win, and who knows, maybe more. We'll see.
You know, I agree with you. I would have picked Illinois also. Penn's kind of fun, and they've had a play. I forget his name, but they had a guy that went off yesterday for like 45 points.
Yes.
And
TJ
I also
Power,
enjoy it.
who scored 44
Yes,
points.
TJ Power. I also enjoy that they're the Quakers. So
You know,
the Penn Quakers.
They
So you
they
know
shoot
what?
38% from 3. They throw flames.
That's another thing. I'm telling you,
They
this
get
could
hot.
be a good game. I think if Illinois makes it past the first round, they don't get upset. I agree with you. They are a team that is very good and could make a little bit of a run. I'd watch out for Penn. I think they're going to come. They're going to shoot the ball well, and it's going to be a little scary. I think Illinois wins the game. It would have been my pick too, but I think it'll be a close game.
Oh yeah,
Closer.
they're gonna that should be a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see here they're penning 305th against two
Yeah.
pointers on defense. So if Illinois can just pound it inside, I mean three's
Should
more
be
than
good.
two,
Yep.
but a lot of twos is more than a few threes. So
Yep. Good point. Good point. Um, I'm taking Texas A&M. I like the 10 seed upset here too. I
we're getting frisky here in the South. I love
Yeah,
it.
we are getting a little frisky in the South. In general, the South for me it was a side of the bracket that I thought had a little weakness to it. Um, I think there's weakness there for against Florida too. I think Florida is the weakest one. And that's nothing against Florida by any means, but I think with some of the upsets that potentially could happen in this bracket, I think Florida has a way that they could walk pretty easily to the Final Four. But I also think there are teams in here that could upset them as well. So I think it'll be an interesting bracket. But yeah, I like Texas A&M. I'm taking them for the upset here. St. Mary's didn't really move me looking at some of their stats and their just kind of projections here. America is also projecting it to be a close game, the user picks. Um, but yeah, overall, I think Texas A&M, they score more points per game. Um, and St. Mary's, I know Texas A&M is 0 for 4 against top 25, but St. Mary's also 1 for 2. They don't have a ton of experience, so that's what I'm going with.
All right, I like it. I like it. And at the bottom we got Houston against Idaho. Houston gets it done. They're a good team. That's all I got.
I like it.
All right, so then
I like it.
that brings me back to the top here. I get Florida and Iowa. Um, Florida's hot. They like you were saying, they are the weakest one seed in the bracket. Looking at like the KenPom rankings, looking at the efficiency margin, Michigan, Duke, and Arizona are clear top three, and then there's a significant drop to Florida, and then like the rest of the field, the two seeds going on. Um, but I mean, Florida's hot. They're still a really good team, and they're gonna get the win over Iowa here.
I like Vanderbilt in the next one.
Come
I think
on, you
Troy.
talked me into Troy,
Sorry,
and
we
now
didn't.
you're just gonna
I
have them
did.
lose
I did. We can't. Troy's
for
not.
what?
Troy's not making a run. Troy's just beating Nebraska. I like Vanderbilt. I think they win the game. I think Troy's going to be a kind of one hit wonder as a Cinderella. Take Nebraska out, but then they're going to go down in the round of 32.
All right. All right, we get VCU and Illinois. We like the Rams coming out to beat North Carolina. Illinois coming off a thriller with Penn, we're projecting here. Give me Illinois. They are the better team with the more dynamic scores. Look for them to just turn on the Jets and never look back.
I like it. I'm going Houston. Obviously, they're the better team. They've been playing better, but also one thing I find interesting about Houston is if they win this and make it to the Elite Eight, excuse me, the Sweet 16, they will be playing their regional in Houston. So they will have essentially home court advantage there. So I think that's gonna make it tough for whoever ends up playing them in the 16 and the 8 potentially. But I like Houston; they're a good team regardless, and I think they make the Elite Eight. Or sorry, they make the Sweet 16.
All right. Speaking of the Elite Eight, you get Florida and Vanderbilt SEC matchup.
I'll take Florida. I still think they're better than Vanderbilt, and this is kind of what I'm talking about, especially if we've got Florida's got an fairly easy walk to the Elite Eight. I feel like they're really obviously they're not going to shouldn't struggle too much with the first round. Iowa, I think they're better than Vanderbilt. I think they're better than. So I like their path to the Elite Eight. So I'll take them.
All right. I'm going to ask for some help for you on this Illinois Houston matchup
Oh
because
boy.
um, I am really torn on it. I like some dudes on both of these teams. Uh, I have vivid memories of, I forget his first name, Sharp for Houston. Just like popping off. Emmanuel Sharp. He's just a flamethrower. He can have a 10-point comeback on his own in a minute. He is just that electric. And they've got a bunch of other dudes too. And like I've talked about before, Keaton Wagler at Illinois alongside some other great players as well. Um, so I kind of want to pick Illinois. But I want, would you be willing to pick either of these teams over Florida in the Final Four or both of them? Because if you are with one and not the other, I want to pick the one that you will have being Florida. A little collusion here.
Yes. I I would pick Houston to beat Florida. Here's why I'm picking Houston. I agree with you. I think both of these teams are very, very, very similar as far as their style of play, as far as the types of teams that they've lost to. They've both lost some kind of close conference ranked matchups. I think they're both very good teams. Here's what gets it for me. They're playing in Houston. They're playing in Houston. You would think they're going to have a home crowd. I would assume in a close game like this, I would take Houston, and then I would take Houston over Florida.
If I pick Illinois, would you pick
Okay.
Illinois over Florida?
No, if you pick Illinois, I'll probably pick Florida.
Okay. I'll pick Houston then. It's really a toss up for me.
It is.
So I guess spoiler here. Yep. So we're taking Houston to the Final Four then. You're taking them over Florida
Yes, I'm taking Houston over Florida,
in
and we will
Houston.
take
Yep.
in Houston, and we'll take Houston to the Final Four. I like
All
it.
right.
All right,
All right.
one more region.
All right. Then I get to kick this one off. We got Michigan against
do.
either UMBC or Howard, and Michigan, fraudulent team. Give me UMBC or Howard.
That is crazy.
I'm kidding. Michigan. Michigan's really good. Michigan wins. I just had to get you going.
Oh my God, give me a heart attack. I don't think I could have been associated with this bracket. I think I would have ripped it up right here.
I had to do it. I had the opportunity.
I struggle with Georgia St. Louis. When
Me too.
they got announced as the 8-9 in the Michigan bracket, I just don't know. Number one, I don't know who wins that game. Number two, I think it'll be a close game for Michigan on Saturday. I think I said it a couple weeks ago. I like Robbie Avila for St. Louis. Georgia's got a faster pace of play. That worries me a little bit in the St. Louis game. Yeah, let's look at some stats here.
Yeah, Georgia, 90 points a game.
90 points a game they average. Yeah, I'm going to take Georgia. I think that's I think they're just going to score too many points is really all it's going to come down to. I don't think it's going to be an issue of I think St. Louis will play their game. I think they'll score points. I just think Georgia's going to score more and they're going to be too quick.
Yeah, that one's a toss up. I'm with you. Just Georgia has a lot of potential to just boat race them and just outscore them. So
Yeah.
that's a fair pick. Texas Tech, Akron. We got a 5-12 here. And I told you we'd talk about Akron. They were my last podcast.
Hang on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hang on. Before you get into it, I know you were going to talk about it. I got to say, what a read by you. What
Thank
a
you.
read. That was a great lock of the week. It went a little differently, I think, than you thought. I think you maybe had them beating Miami, Ohio in
Yep.
the final game. Um, but Miami, Ohio choked earlier, and the Zips pulled it out. So
Yes, sir.
I props to you.
And I mean, just coming off the high of that, that instantly makes me want to like the Zips are my team, man. Put them in the Final Four. But we got to hold our horses. They're playing a 5 seed. Texas Tech, very respectable team. Uh, they are a really good team, but JT Toppin out for the year. Uh, they still got other dudes that have stepped up, but they I actually early in the year liked them, whatever seed they ended up to make a run beyond where they were expected.
Mm.
But um, with Toppin out, I feel like their ceiling. I guess it says it right there. I'm not just trying to copy Yahoo's analysis here, but my original thought was that yes, Texas Tech's ceiling is limited. So why not give me the 12 seed Akron here for an upset that I think they can pull off? They are a small team. Akron is very small. Um, they struggle with 350th in average height. They're tiny. Um, but they've been able to pull it off all year. They even um, I guess they've played everyone hard and they're a hard playing team. And yeah, straight vibes. I picked them to win the MAC and they pulled it off. We're going with Akron here. They're going to take down Texas Tech.
All right. I um I dabbled with that. I thought a lot about that because I had a feeling you were going to do this.
All right. So then who do you have for Alabama Hofstra?
I've seen a lot of people out there that say Hofstra is like the upset to take. I don't know that I agree. Um, by the way, the experts are the one that are saying this, so I don't know because the general public seems to all be on Alabama, which I think I am too. So Alabama has been a good team for the last few years now. They've really kind of picked it up. Um, for a while, they were just a football school, and they've been playing a lot better in basketball. So I'm
Fast
going
paced
Alabama.
team.
They score a
92
lot.
points a
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
yes, fast paced team. They score a lot of points. That's how they were like either last year or the year before. They were also a really high scoring team. So I think and they did well when they were a high scoring team. So I'm going Alabama.
Yeah. Since Nate Oates has come in there as their head coach, they've been all about
Yep.
just trying to hang
Scoring
100 on you
points.
every game.
Yep.
So fun team to watch for sure. Good pick. All right, we've got Tennessee taking on the winner of Miami, Ohio, who made the tournament as an at-large bid, and SMU. Uh, I think at this point everyone has heard the story of Miami, Ohio, 31-0 in the regular season, but then they go ahead and lose their first game in the conference tournament. Don't even make it to the conference tournament championship game, but the committee still decides they are worthy of one of the last four spots in the field of 68, getting the playing game. And SMU is their opponent in that one. I honestly have not looked into SMU that much. Um, maybe just because Miami, Ohio went 31-0, I like them in the preliminary game, but I'm just going to go ahead and take Tennessee. I think Miami, Ohio was a little bit overhyped. Again, we talked about it on our last podcast, but there was multiple games where um, they were like barely winning, and honestly, pretty lucky that they ended up going undefeated in the regular season.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we got their strength of schedule 269th in the nation. They haven't played the teams that are in this tournament field for the most part. Um, Actually, looking at this, maybe I like SMU to win against Miami, Ohio. 4 quad 1 wins, no bad losses. Hey, we'll take.
Yeah.
I'll like SMU in that one, but I'm still gonna roll with Tennessee just because I trust them. Yeah, here, I mean, 10 of their 11 losses came in quad one. So they're kind of, to me, I see Tennessee as a high floor, low ceiling type of team. Like I think they'll win when they're supposed to, and then they'll lose when they're supposed to. Is how I see them. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take Tennessee to
Yep.
win that game.
I agree. I hope Miami, Ohio wins the playing game. I feel like after winning 31 games, you're like, hey, yeah, hopefully you like win a game in the
Yeah,
tournament.
don't just lose your
Um,
last two games of the
yeah, don't
season,
just
and yeah,
right. I don't think they're going to, but I will be rooting for them in the play-in. And truthfully, I'll probably root for them in the first round also to beat
yeah,
Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to win. I think it's a good pick. But I feel like you got to root for them a little bit. I like Virginia.
bounce back
I
year
didn't
for
realize
them.
I was just gonna say I didn't realize how good Virginia was this year until looking into them a little bit because really big bounce back year for them. They've been playing well all year and they're playing well defensively and offensively, putting about 80 points a game we see here. So I think they can easily take care of Wright State.
Yeah, a little higher pace than the Tony Bennett days, but still stifling defense. Yeah, they're a formidable opponent, I'd say at the very least. So
Yeah.
yeah, good pick over Wright State for sure. Kentucky, Santa Clara. And man, I'm a little torn on this one. Uh Santa Clara, they have a win against a top 25 team. Um they're that's from what I've heard, they're a good, like, just all around solid team this year. Um Coming out of the West Coast Conference, kind of you think of that conference as a two-team conference with St. Mary's and Gonzaga, but Santa Clara has proven to be tournament worthy. And then you got on the other side Kentucky, Mark Pope. I don't know if I necessarily believe that he's the coach to um, deliver Kentucky to the results they're expecting over there in Big Blue Nation with just expectations of championship level play, and I don't know if he's really getting it out of them. Yeah, because why not? I'll go Santa Clara. Not a high level analysis there, but why not Santa Clara?
I'm so glad you did that. I was sitting here waiting. I'm like, God, he's gonna pick Kentucky. I like Santa Clara too. It's a good upset. I don't get me wrong, they might not win, but I think it was a good pick to make. I like that.
Felt like kind of a harmless
Um,
upset. Why not? Why not pick
yeah.
Santa Clara?
You know why it's a harmless upset? Because I'm picking Iowa State here, and whoever plays Iowa State next round probably not going to go well.
Yep.
Is why it's a harmless upset for sure. I'm going Iowa State. They've been lights out all year. I worry about Iowa State a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good team. All right, that brings you back up to the top. You get a chance to pick Michigan to get upset if you would so like to.
I'm not going to do it here. Not going to do it here. I think they'll beat Georgia. Just a fun season, man. Just a fun season watching them. I think defensively, they'll be able to slow Georgia down a little bit. Got to get the three ball rolling and going. They do it well when it's on. They seem to be able to make the play when it's needed. I think they beat Georgia. I like them going to the Sweet 16 in Chicago.
Yes, which you already bought tickets to go to, which seems kind of like
I'm going.
kind of like you're jinxing it here, going there to watch a team that needs to win 2 games to get there. But
I just figure, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'll sell the tickets if they don't make it there. But I was locking in my tickets. I will say ticket prices have jumped by $100 since I've purchased them. So
hey, all right.
I'm good.
If Michigan loses, you can just be a scalper. And
I can make a little bit of make a little money. Yeah,
be on
exactly.
your way. Yep, there you go.
That's right.
All right, we got Akron, Alabama. I get another chance to pick my Zips. Man, what a cool team, my guys. But they're gonna lose to Alabama. Alabama's. I think this is watch. I don't have this for my lock of the week coming up here, but watch for Alabama to score 100 plus in this game. Akron is small, and Alabama is gonna put up some major points on them.
I like it. I feel like, yeah, you can't take a lock of the week for a game that's not like
Don't even know if it's gonna
even
happen.
scheduled. It might not even happen.
And
Yeah,
like
I
it's
feel
the
like you
most
can't
random
make
thing.
that
Like
the lock of the
I
week.
think Alabama's gonna score 100 on Akron. Like
Yeah.
can't really pull that as a lock, but keep an eye on that. Maybe if that matchup comes to be.
Come to be, yeah, for sure. I'm taking Virginia. To your point about Tennessee that you made, is they have they're a very very low ceiling. Um, I feel like Tennessee doesn't. I don't know. They don't have much that excites me there. I think they're going to win the games they're supposed to. They're going to beat Miami, Ohio, or SMU, but I don't see them beating Virginia. So I'm taking Virginia.
All right, I like it. And then we get Santa Clara and Iowa State. As you mentioned before, Iowa State is going to beat whoever they get in that matchup. Iowa State rolls into the Sweet 16. And then I get to go up top right away, and I get to pick on Michigan and Alabama here. Man, should be a fun matchup. Let's open this up a little bit. Compare some stats here. Michigan, obviously the better record. Very impressive against the top 25. Uh, Points a game. Michigan putting up points too. The big difference is Michigan actually plays defense, where Alabama just decides you can score. We're just
Yeah.
going to score more. Um, so the question comes down to can Michigan play defense against Alabama, who is not easily defended, and can Alabama in any way slow Michigan down? Which everything would indicate no. Um, and at that point, I'm gonna roll with Michigan here. They're just one of the best three teams in the nation, and that their defense is gonna make some impact on the Alabama offense. Look for them to try to control the pace a little bit. Maybe some longer possessions working inside to Mara down low in the paint. Um, yeah, I like Michigan there.
I think the thing there is going to be number one. I think Michigan's defense will be able to slow down Alabama offensively. I think that's one thing. The second thing that the actually arguably I think more important there is Alabama or Michigan really thrives on making people pay when they don't get back on defense.
Mm,
If Alabama doesn't get back on transition defense, couple times now, especially I've seen it in the Big Ten tournament. I saw it in a couple big games against Duke and Purdue and Illinois. There are times that Mara will get a rebound or even Lendeborg will get the rebound, and all of a sudden it's just like throwing a Hail Mary and there's somebody on the other end of the court like cherry picking almost and gets the ball, dunks it, makes the layup, whatever it is. And it happens a couple times a game. And now for an Alabama team that doesn't play very good defense, I do worry about that for them if that might be an issue because that's something Michigan really does well. And I think defensively, like we said, Michigan plays defense. Obviously, Alabama has not. I think the Michigan defense will be able to slow Alabama down enough to win the game. I like the pick.
so yeah, you're welcome for taking Michigan to the Elite Eight for
Thank
you
you.
there.
Thank you
Yep.
so much.
Yep.
Um, Iowa State. Iowa State is a very dangerous team. I worry about their 3-point shooting abilities. Pull up this matchup really quick for
Yeah, yeah.
Iowa State, Virginia.
Oh, Iowa State, Virginia.
Virginia.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so points per game, they're both scoring about 80 points allowed, both of them about call it 65, 68, somewhere in there. Iowa State better over against the top 25, but they've also lost a couple there. I think this one will be a good game, but I think Iowa State will pull it out.
Yeah, I kind of wanted you to pick Virginia, but also I think Iowa State's probably the right pick. Um,
Yeah.
so I just gotta look here. Okay, we got 1 3 seed making the Elite Eight. Otherwise, we got ones and twos. But that's all right. I mean, to me, this kind
Sometimes
of
it's gonna
feels like a year where that just might be how it
That
goes
might
out.
happen.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, Michigan Iowa State banger of a matchup, man. I mean, Iowa State has shown the ability to play anyone tough. They've played Arizona tough multiple times, conference tournament and in the regular season. And yeah, man, they just yeah, experience there as well. Um, Great defense. Um, yeah, that's hmm. I want to give you Michigan, man, but I almost feel like we gotta mix it up here. I don't know. Do you have
In
a
the
pitch for me to get me to take Michigan?
in the effort of picking a bracket that we want to win, I will say Iowa State is a very compelling argument to make the Final Four. I man, Michigan Iowa State would be a crazy game. I when going through this bracket on my own, each round I find myself going like, God, I hope Iowa State loses that game. I hope they lose that game. I hope they lose that game because I don't want to see them in the Elite Eight. Um, I think we should pick Iowa State.
All right. Yeah, I the vibes are just there for me, and
The
yeah,
vibes are
like
there.
we unfortunately Michigan a game shy of the Final Four.
Don't
We
get
got
me
Iowa
wrong.
State.
If we've Don't get me wrong. If we got a Michigan or Iowa State game, I will be rooting for our bracket to lose. But,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
um,
I would not
but
expect anything
yes,
else. Yep.
that's right.
All right. And then we get the Final Four. Here we have it. Duke and Houston, Arizona, Iowa State. Um, is there one game you want to pick more than the other?
Yeah, I'll pick the Iowa State game.
All right.
I think this one's a little easier. I think Iowa State, to your point, they played them close. I think Arizona's the better team and gets it done. I will pick Arizona to make the finals. Um, Good luck with Duke and Houston. I think that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Arizona on that one as well. Just the track record. Iowa State, just you see it in the top 25 record and you see it in the head-to-head matchups. They just aren't quite there to get over the hump to a championship level this year. So
Yeah.
good pick with Arizona, and thanks for leaving me with the hard one. I thought maybe you'd want a challenge, but no,
No,
you'll
no,
give
I
me
really didn't.
you'll give me Duke Houston. Man, uh, what do we do here, man? I mean, both teams good defense, both allowing 62 points a game. It's kind of what Houston is known for, hanging their hat on. Oh, overall record. I mean, Houston lost 6 games, and yeah, I mean against the top 25, only 5-6. I almost got to lean towards Duke here. I think Houston had their chance last year and didn't quite get her done, and this year Cam Boozer and that Duke squad take them down. We'll go Duke. We'll go Duke.
All right.
All right, we got Duke and Arizona. We'll leave this matchup up here. Championship game. I guess we can work together on this pick. Um,
Yeah.
yes. What do you have for thoughts on this one?
Well, I'll just say this would be a great championship game. I mean, this is nothing. Nobody would be upset about having this as a championship game. I guess I'll be upset that Michigan's not in the finals, but
Yeah, I mean the top two overall
but
seeds. This you want the best
yes.
playing the best, and may the
Yep,
best team win.
for sure. Um, you know, I kind of like Arizona. I think Arizona's the best team in the tournament. And that's not saying we got to pick him here. I'll hear out your argument and what you're thinking. Versus the top 25, they're both 12-2. Um, really comparatively, these are two very similar teams defensively, offensively. Duke's got 17 quad one wins. Arizona's got, I saw it in here earlier. Where's does it say in there? Oh, one of their best players got 13 20-point games and shooting 36% on three-pointers. So I mean they both can score. I don't know. I like Arizona. What do you like?
Yeah, I think you kind of didn't need to convince me. I, for some reason, was also leaning Arizona. Um, so I think they're the pick. Um, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of feels. Um, I just feel like the list of names over there on the Arizona side, it's just all dudes that are producing at elite levels and
Yeah.
just a complete team. Um, and I guess too, if you want to, I kind of look at things when you're in a tournament and you're 4 or 5 rounds in, whatever you are to get to the championship game here. Um, you got a certain synergy going that you're just riding a wave, and here Duke's big man here. I don't know exactly how to say his name, but 6'11" guy averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds. He's Foster is the one here. One of their contributors here.
Both of them got hurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them were hurt.
And one
Nagamba was out the entire tournament,
Yep.
the entire conference tournament. Foster was hurt also out for the tournament. He's not going to come back for, like it says here, before the Final Four. I don't actually even know if he would come back for the Final Four.
Yeah.
If he cannot, if he can, he'll play obviously. But I think that's being a little unrealistic. So to your point, I mean, Duke's got some injuries. They've been hurt. When they're shooting the ball, I know I mentioned Arizona's three-point shooting percentage is one of their better players, but Duke also, I mean, they've got players that are shooting 36, 37% also. So, I mean, they're going to play the game. They're going to come in. They're going to be a favorite, I think, to win the tournament, to make the finals, and rightfully so. I just like Arizona. I like Arizona. I think
Yep.
they've got a good team put together there.
Yeah, and the point I was kind of get at there with Foster was the guy that might not return until the Final Four. If he does come back, that synergy that you had with the players you've been playing all of a sudden gets a little disrupted and things just feel a little off. You don't quite have the same chemistry throwing a good player back into the lineup. So, yeah, I guess just another reason to lean towards Arizona. So we'll lock it in here. Arizona is our champ. Well, we can set a final score here. What do we? Let's see. They're averaging 82 and 86 and allowed 62 and 68. What do you think for a score here for our tiebreaker?
Let's go Arizona 82.
All right.
And we'll say Duke
77.
76. I was going to say, so 77's good. Do 77.
All right. All right, it's
right.
locked in, folks. There's our final bracket for you. Arizona gets it done. You're welcome for all this insider info as you guys fill out your brackets. Don't steal all our great picks because they're all right.
Don't steal all our great picks, but also don't blame us when when we are wrong on some. Don't blame us either.
Yeah, we need the disclaimer. This is not betting advice.
Yes, this is not advice. This is not gambling advice. This is just thoughts and opinions. Don't get me wrong.
Speaking of gambling advice, though, do you have a lock of the week for us here?
I do have a lock of the week.
All right.
My lock of the week this week, I will say I was terribly wrong on my last lock of the week. I'm now, let's see, this is episode 7. I'm 2-4 now. This is a disgrace. Yeah, tough. I was going to go for 3-3. I really thought Purdue was going to beat Wisconsin 2 weeks ago, and they didn't. The Badgers just pulled it out. So yeah, I'm 2-4 now. So I need one here. I'm taking, as much as I hate them, but I'm rolling with someone in the Big Ten. I'm going to take Ohio State money line on Thursday. First game of the tournament, actually. First game of the tournament Thursday. I am
Bright and
taking Ohio
early.
State money line, bright and early, 11 a.m. I am taking them. I think they match up well. I think they've been playing well. So that's my lock of the week.
What's the line on that?
It's a great question.
Okay.
Oh, I did see on the money line, um, they were plus like 115. It was
Oh,
close.
really?
Plus 115. Yeah,
Pretty
they're
much
not
even odds.
yeah, pretty even, but they're not favored.
Huh. Cuz so
No, I lied. Sorry, I lied. Ohio State's the 8 seed. They were minus 115.
okay, minus 115. Okay. Because my lock of the week is Ohio State minus 2.5.
Oh boy.
So we got the spread and the money line on the same game here. So for those of you sickos out there putting all your money on the first game of the tournament, it better be on Ohio State one way or another, because we're both hoping they get it done in a big way here. So, um, yeah, any closing thoughts before we wrap this one up? It was a long one. Thanks for everyone for
No.
sticking around. Hope that was fun going through our bracket.
Yeah,
I had
long
fun.
one, but a fun one. Yeah, it was a fun one. Yeah, just a couple days now, and we'll be all into basketball, and it'll be fun. Be a fun couple weekends here.
Yep, I've got my PTO in. I'm half day on Thursday. I'll be home by 11. Tuning into the games all day
Love it.
Thursday, all day Friday, and of course, keep it rolling into the weekend too. So,
That's right.
special time of the year, and looking forward to watching it. We'll see you on Saturday.
See you Saturday,
Getting the second
and
round action, and yeah, thanks everyone
yeah.
for listening in, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.